Have you ever been to a place that just felt so alive, so full of character that a simple photo could never, ever do it justice? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into how you can capture that exact feeling. We're going to transform a travel experience into a really compelling mini documentary, and get this, we're doing it all with free AI tools.
So that's the big question, right? How do you actually capture a place's soul? Some spots, they're more than just pretty pictures. They have this distinct personality, a vibe that really gets under your skin. And the place we're going to use as our case study is definitely one of those.
We are heading to Spain's Costa Brava. This is where the massive Pyrenees Mountains just sort of crash right into the Mediterranean Sea. It's famously called the Wild Coast, and believe me, it absolutely lives up to that name.
And it's just this beautifully messy mix of things. You've got this incredibly blue water right up against ancient villages from the 11th century. Then there's the whole surreal legacy of Salvador Dali everywhere, mixed in with the buzz of modern tourism. It's not some sleepy, chill spot. It's a place you go to really experience something.
And there's a brutal side to it too. The cliffs are just so rugged and raw. The whole landscape feels like it was carved with pure force, not with any kind of soft touch. And that gives it this incredible, powerful feeling. So when you put it all together, the wild, the messy, the brutal, it makes for an absolutely compelling journey. And honestly, it's the perfect subject for our little AI documentary experiment.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to go from the basic idea to the script, the voice, the visuals, and then finally piece the whole story together. I'm going to show you exactly how these free tools can bring a place like the Costa Brava to life.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, from place to premise. The very first step is just to understand our two main ingredients, a subject that's overflowing with stories and a method of creation that is completely changing the game.
So, on one hand, we've got our amazing subject, Spain's wild coast, history, art, that brutal beauty we talked about. And on the other hand, we have our tools, totally free AI that can write a script, generate a voiceover, and create some jaw-dropping visuals. Our whole goal is to smash these two things together.
Let's move on to Section 2, crafting the AI script. Every good story needs a blue point, right? This is where we take all those details from our travel experience and feed them to an AI to generate a real narrative.
And here's the simple 4-step framework we're going to follow. Super easy. We start with the script, then we make the voiceover and the visuals, and finally we edit it all into one piece. So let's dive right into step 1.
Now, the secret to getting a great AI script is all in the prompt. You can't just ask for a generic script. You have to give the AI some real context. So for example, we'll mention the specific village of Cadaqués and Salvador Dali. We'll ask for a mysterious and windswept tone, and this is a key tip. We tell it no creator guidance. That way we just get pure, usable text without any fluff.
Okay, on to Section 3, generating the voice. We've got our script. Now we can use a free text-to-speech tool to create the narration. But there's a really crucial step here if you want to make sure your content is seen as unique.
You have got to be aware of this term, reused content. Platforms like YouTube want to see original, transformative work. So if thousands of people are all using the exact same default AI voice, well, your video might get flagged. But don't worry, there is a super simple fix for this.
And this is exactly why we modify the AI audio. It helps you dodge those content flags, it gives you a unique vocal identity for your channel, and honestly, it just sounds way more professional. You can use a free program like Audacity to just slightly tweak the pitch, and use an EQ filter to add some warmth. And boom, the audio is now truly yours. All right, let's get to the really fun part in Section 4, visualizing the coast. We've got our script, we've got our unique voice, now it's time to generate the images that are going to bring our story to life, and we can use a tool like Meta AI for this. And just like with the script, the key is a detailed, evocative prompt. We're not just going to say rocky coast, no way. We're using Dali's actual phrase, geological delirium, and describing painfully blue water. Adding specific words like cinematic and dusk tells the AI exactly the kind of mood we're aiming for. Moving on to our final production step, Section 5, assembling the story. We have our script, our unique voiceover, and our stunning visuals. Now we just have to stitch them all together. The editing workflow is actually pretty straightforward. First, you lay down your modified voiceover track. That's your foundation. Then, you sync up your AI-generated visuals to match what's being said. After that, you add a copyright-free music track for atmosphere, and for that final polish, try cutting some of the clips right on the beat of the music. It gives it a really professional rhythm.
So that's the whole process, from a simple idea all the way to a finished professional-looking video. And that brings us to our final section, the new storytellers. What does all this actually mean? Well, it means the tools we use for powerful storytelling are changing in a fundamental way.
And the main takeaway is this. That barrier to creating professional-looking content, it's basically crumbled. You don't need expensive cameras or a film crew anymore. All you really need is a story you want to tell and the creativity to guide these incredible new tools.
So, this brings us to the final question. The technology is here, it's often free, and it is just waiting for your ideas. It can take you from the wild coasts of Spain to literally anywhere your imagination can go. The only question left is, with these tools in your hands, what stories will you tell?